Man, I'ma let the dead live with the dead. It's that God flow. We trying to learn now, man. They demonized our ancient wisdom and told us it was evil, but to this day, they use our magic on our own people. Try to govern your mental and they poison your temple off the food that you intake. Now let's get this shit straight. Want me to pay you taxes off some money y'all been made? This shit ain't adding up, man. How the fuck are we getting raped? Another pandemic, so-called terrorists in your face. Lies, scams, and deception, but hey, welcome to USA. They want the truth hidden from us. Let's make this.
The 9-to-5 work week, it wasn't created by nature. It was designed and engineered. Behind the 9-to-5 lies a hidden system of planetary symbolism. And those planetary energies are harvested through the Saturnian system of time that we live in. Welcome back to the Sacred Soul Network. In this episode, we're going to break down the esoteric hidden design of the 9-to-5 work week and how it's connected to the planets and how it's harvesting our energy. And how we're going to take our power back. Before industrialization, the early 18th, 19th century, most people worked according to sunlight and seasonal rhythms. Farmers and tradespeople and all of that nature, they often worked irregular hours. But when factories appeared, owners wanted maximum production time. So workers were often required to work like 12 to 16 hours. That throw you off your circadian rhythm right there. And if you don't know what circadian rhythm is your body's natural 24-hour clock. It controls when you sleep, wake, eat, and feel alert or tired. It's how your body stays in sync with day and night, guided mainly by light and darkness. When your circadian rhythm is off balance, you can experience sleep problems, brain fog, mood changes, hormonal imbalances, weakened immune system. In short, when your rhythm off, your system loses natural timing and everything. Your sleep, mood, energy, digestion, all that can feel out of tune. We ain't supposed to be working jobs. That's not natural anyway, but I digress. By the mid to late 1800s, harsh conditions led to organized labor movements. Workers demanded shorter, more humane hours. They wanted 8 hours for work and 8 hours for rest. A lot of people be mad at Henry Ford, he created it. Nah, he ain't created, he popularized it though. It was the government and these labor unions, that brought it into play. It was a plan from the beginning. And this labor activist Robert Owen first proposed the 8-hour day. By the late 19th century, labor unions in Europe and USA, they was pushing for it. The Ford Motor Company, under Henry Ford, who popularized it. He implemented the 8-hour workday in 1914 with higher pay, proving that shorter hours can increase productivity. Over time, this became the basis for the modern 9-to-5 standard. An 8-hour day, 5 days a week, formalized under the U.S. Labor Law and Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938. That would be the start of the time for money paradigm that still shapes modern labor in today's society. The 9-to-5 is not natural. It was born from industrial capitalism. It's also a spell of time control and designed to anchor people into survival and discipline. But however, it could put some souls into awakening and realize they have a real purpose on this earth and that they are more than just laborers, and it's time to reclaim your time as sacred. Esoterically, 8 is the number of Saturn, and Saturn rules time, restriction, duty, karma, all that type of stuff. The shadow side behind the number 8 in Saturn can be control and karmic bondage, being trapped in an infinite loop that traps energy. What we do when we caught in the karmic loop, we wake up, go to work, come back home, go to sleep, repeat. The snake eating the snake's tail, caught up in that infinite loop. Now we're going to talk about the work week and how it's connected to the planets and how it can play a part in harvesting certain energies. Monday, Moon Day, the moon represents your emotions and your habits, your emotional comforts and all that. People feel heavy on that day. You might get some what they call the Monday blues. People dread going to work on a Monday. Tuesday, which is the day of Mars. Mars represents action. If you work in production, that probably can be one of your most productive days. Especially if you work in a warehouse, they trap all that energy in there. Like your adrenaline, your willpower. That's that grind day right there. Now let's go to Wednesday, which is the day of Mercury. Mercury represents communication. Depending on what type of industry you work in, communication can peak. It could be a lot of meetings, emails, planning, all types of stuff. And you can also be prone to mental overstimulation. They can harvest that type of energy from you on a Wednesday. Depends on what you're doing. Now Thursday, the day of Jupiter. Jupiter represents expansion and growth and optimism. On Thursdays, corporations can possibly discuss how they can grow the company and all that, like just saying opening another branch somewhere, that type of stuff. People will get promotions. They can promise you this and promise you that to make you believe in the company and stuff like that. So they can harness that type of energy from you, like your belief and hope energy on a Thursday, representing Jupiter. Now let's talk about Friday, which is the day of Venus. That can represent harmony, pleasure, TGIF. They hit you with that TGIF. Friday represents creativity too, and release and like social vibes. You can have what you call a fun Friday at work. Y'all might have a pizza party or something like that. They can harvest your social and sensual energy and your creative energy too on Fridays. Yeah, this for the people who work 5 days a week. Friday's supposed to be a release day, the unwind day from working all week, getting your energy harvested. What they go do on a Friday, enjoy all the luxuries of Venus. Go eat, drink, spend money, listen to music, all type of shit. But yeah, now all you got is Saturday and Sunday left, right? That don't even seem right. You gave 5 days worth of energy away, right? Well, all you got is Saturday and Sunday left, and Saturday, it really ain't no free day for real. I mean, cause it's the day of Saturn too, but Saturn also represent responsibilities. So you got to handle your responsibilities around the house, chores and all that. So that's still work. That's still energy right there. And I feel for the people who work all 7 of these days. But if you work 5 days, Sunday you supposed to rest. But in reality, you're really getting ready to repeat the loop again. See, a lot of us are trapped in the illusion of comfort. And a lot of people are fearful of losing something that's not more important than your soul's essence or purpose. And I get that. But we weren't supposed to do this. Think about this for a second. We are working for fiat currency that they gave value with motherfuckers' faces on it, like, and it used to be made out of trees before it was made out the material it's made out of now. And we are also working to pay for stuff that's natural. That don't sit right with me. And what are we paying taxes for? Also, think about this. If everybody quit on one accord, who gonna disconnect the utilities? The motherfuckers at the top, they ain't gonna step down and disconnect them. I know we living on a power grid anyway, but just say they so happen to cut everybody utilities out. We'll find a way to get them cut back on because we lived out the land before. So, and also think about this. The Matrix use your inner spark, your fire, to fuel their system. Then, when they tired of using you, what they do? Fire your ass. Yeah, this for the ones who like, they gotta do what they gotta do. They gotta keep going. They drain, they burnt out. But they keep going, I'm about to offer some insight about how you can take your power back and stop the 9 to 5 drain. You can say something as simple as, an affirmation in the mirror before going to work. Like something like, my energy is my own. I work within the world, but not of its drain. Stuff like that. You could do cord cutting rituals every day after work, like salt baths, sea salt baths, and all that type of stuff. You can get certain crystals, which can also help with that too. Black tourmaline, black obsidian. It can transmute heavy energies from the workplace. Citrine, blue kyanite, labradorite, hematite, all types of stuff, man. Do your research on them crystals too. Also, take time to do something that you like to do for yourself, so you won't be as depleted. Creation is a part of the universe. If you do music, no matter what you do, cooking, take time to do that for yourself. Don't let these folks deplete you. With that being said, I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. Thanks for tuning in. If you're into this type of content, that means you're a sacred soul who realizing that you're here to do more than just exist. And you know that you're here to stand on spiritual business. I'm out.
That God flow, we tryna learn now, man. They demonized our ancient wisdom and told us it was evil, but to this day, they use our magic on our own people. Try to govern your mental and they poison your temple off the food that you intake. Now let's get this shit straight. Want me to pay you taxes off some money y'all been made? This shit ain't adding up, man. How the fuck are we getting raped? Another pandemic, so-called terrorists in your face. Lies, scams, and deception, but hey, welcome to USA. They want the truth hidden from us. Let's make this